Hello everybody, my name is Sophie and welcome back to another episode of the Bookhater Club podcast. To be specific, episode 26. Yet another episode of your favorite book hater yapping. We will be talking about a very important topic today. Is hating on books okay? I mean, there was a little bit of drama on TikTok the middle of August. It's now the middle of September, so a month ago. And it happened while I was gone. I was on a vacation, guys. I'll tell you about it. But that's the main topic we'll be talking about. A booktalker talking shit about Six of Crows, which was not taken, I don't know how you say. It was not taken lightly. No, people didn't fuck with that. She received a lot of hate for it, and so we'll be discussing that today because I'm the most qualified to talk about this. I am the Bookhater Club president, after all. But we'll also be talking about the Midnight Sun adaptation. Yes, there's an adaptation happening. I bet you didn't know about that. Maybe you did. I'm not gonna bet. And I'll also be talking about a live update. So I'll put timestamps in the description. If you only want to hear about the drama, you can skip forward, because I will start out with yapping about myself. My favorite topic! But first, of course, I want to thank my dearest Bookhater Club members, or just Bookhater members. They're just called Bookhaters, and they get my videos a day early. They also get to vote on my next reads. They do decide what I read for the most part, and they get exclusive content such as my Ruby Red movie commentary. And they also just support me because I'm the president. So if that's something that you would find interesting and you want to decide what books you want to put me through, then you can consider becoming a member. Thank you so much to all of my book haters. I love you. I'll even sing for you. Like, I'll do anything. Before I start with the bookish topics, I want to give you guys a little update. If you don't follow me on Instagram at honestlysophie.yt, if you want to, I posted on there because I went to summer vacation. That's why I'm so tan. I don't get a tan normally. Like, I do have a little bit of a tan. Yes, I do. Don't worry about it. But tanning is hard for me. Okay? And I was in Corfu. I went to Corfu, a Greek island, and I'm so nervous. I haven't spoken. No, I just did a review, but no, what did I do last? What was my last video? I actually don't remember. Oh, Not in Love, my review. I did read that book on vacation, that ties in, but I actually forgot about it. So that's how big of an impression it left on me. I still haven't reviewed it on Goodreads at Honestly Sophie, but I will. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you wouldn't know. But I was stuck in Corfu for 2 more days. Yes, guys, my flight got canceled. I haven't been on a flight in years. And then I went on a flight with my boyfriend. We went together. It was really beautiful. It was really nice. I did a little slideshow on Instagram and for some impressions for you guys. And it was really nice. But we got a message the evening before we were supposed to leave. Our flight was going at 9:20 in the morning, which is not that early, but we were an hour away from the airport. And we got an email the night before that our flight was canceled because of strikes. And we didn't see that email until like 2 hours after we got it, because we were at the beach. That's what you do. When you're at the beach, you go to the beach. And we didn't have any reception there because it's in between mountains. And we didn't know what to do because I've never had a flight get canceled because I don't really fly anywhere. I wish I did. I wish I was a jet setter. Guys, if anyone's watching, if you want to invite me to New York City, I'll come. But you have to pay. You have to pay. You know, why am I not getting invited to any book events? But are there, like, I'll interview someone. You know, I'll interview any author. Doesn't matter if I like them or not. Oh my god. Somebody that works for Barnes & Noble or something. Whatever. Barnes & Nobles. Invite me to Alex Astor's new book, whatever she's doing, tour. I want to interview Alex. I haven't spoken English in so long. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to get it together. I want to interview Alex Astor, one of my #1 ops. Anti-pookies. Just, you know, in case anyone's watching. But I was stuck in Corfu with my boyfriend. My boyfriend and I were stuck, and we didn't see the email until 2 hours later. And then it was like, okay, what we're gonna do? We're just gonna wait a little. Then we didn't get an email back. It was already like 10 p.m. We called and the service center was closed. Even though it said online, they were still open, the hotline. And then we were like, okay, we already have an airport transfer booked. We're just gonna go to the airport and hope for the best. Went to the airport, hoped for the best, but had to stay 2 days longer. And it was really stressful because they just couldn't get us out earlier. Our flight was supposed to go on Thursday morning, and then instead of that, our flight went Saturday evening or Sunday. I don't even remember. No, it went Saturday evening. We stayed 1 full day longer, and we're really worried because no one else, or no one on the phone, because we started calling the airline as soon as they opened up the hotline, because at the airport they couldn't help us, that we wouldn't get any of our money back, because it wasn't a problem to stay 2 days longer, like, work-wise or anything, because I do work and I do go to uni, you know, I'm busy. But just the money was a problem, because we were like, okay, we didn't plan for this 2 more days, but don't worry, as of today, I can happily say we received all our money back. We stayed 2 days longer for free. We got the money back that we spent in those 2 days, and we even got the flight money back for our flights back. It was a whole ordeal. We had to fly from Corfu to Zurich in Switzerland, and then from Switzerland to Frankfurt. And our flight was delayed by an hour, and we had a 1 hour layover in Zurich, so we almost didn't catch our flight. But we did at the end. You know, I made it home, and yeah, now I'm here, guys. Now I can yap to you. But that's the update. I don't think anyone cares that much, but I don't know, have you ever had a flight canceled? I'm just happy that everything worked out with money-wise, right? Because we did spend quite a bit, and peace and love, like, shout out, because I'm gonna admit it, we did get cocktails one evening. Yes, I did get an espresso martini, and they even gave us the money back for that. So, because I was like, okay, that's like an unnecessary expense, they're not gonna give us the money back, but they did. In other news, fall has arrived in Germany, and that's why I'm wearing a sweater, guys. It's so soft. In my pink era, in case you can't tell, in my cherry pink era, I'm trying to be more girly girl. Well, I always, you know, when I was younger, I was always very tomboyish, and my mom always was like, I just wish you would wear a dress. And, sorry, I got a text, and I was always like, I don't want to wear a dress. You know, just like all of the heroines we always read about. I was like, I want to wear pants, Mom. I have to fight, you know? I don't want to wear a dress. And I just want to only wear dresses now. You know, I'm reconnecting. Also, I got batteries for the sign, because all of you guys watched the ads. Thank you so much. I was able to afford the batteries. I even got a wireless microphone I can show you. This is just a little bit of a yapping intro, you know, because I missed you. It's wireless, but I plugged it in the camera and it keeps buzzing. So watch the ads for this one so I can buy one that doesn't buzz. This was from Action. Guys, do you know Action? I think it's in Germany and in the Netherlands. I think it's another, like, I don't know if it exists anywhere else besides the Netherlands and Germany, the shop Action. My favorite shop. If you're watching this, if you work for Action, sponsor me. Anyway, this microphone is ass, so maybe don't sponsor me, but it's buzzing, so I just wanted to give it a try. I have to return it, but I think it would be cool, because I do feel like I should keep it just so I could pretend like I'm a superstar at 3 a.m. in the morning, because I do that when I hallucinate. But, that being said, nothing else. There's nothing else to yap about. Fall is coming, I love it. Fall is probably my favorite season, because I love wearing sweaters. And I do love wearing dresses. I just said it, but I can just wear thighs. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. And boots. I love wearing boots. What's up with you? What have you been up to? Segue. We are a book channel here. You don't really care about all of the rest, but you want to know what is my current read? Because I have been really quiet. I read 3 books on vacation. One review I already posted that was Not in Love. Another one, if you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram picture, you can guess. Someone guessed in the comments already, bitch. I didn't ask you to guess. You spoiled it for everyone. I'm gonna delete the comment. No, someone guessed in the comments already what it is. But I talked about it before that I was gonna read a book by this author, but I did read it, and that's a review that I'm saving for when I'm gonna be busy, because I mentioned I'm writing my bachelor thesis this coming semester, and I can honestly not judge how much I will be, how do you say, like, how much time that will take me. Like, obviously 3 months is the time you have to write it, but I don't know how much it's actually gonna take me, because I feel like I don't want to lean myself out of the window, but I feel like it's not that hard. Peace and love! I said it with peace and love. No, I've written so many essays in uni and everything with the same professor that's now looking over my bachelor's thesis. Like, I don't know what the professional term is, I'm sorry, in English. So, I don't know. But that's like I'm just trying to say that's a review that's not coming soon, because I'm saving that for when I don't have time to read, and I want to get a review out so I can surprise you guys with that. But another review is coming, and I'm gonna post, when you see this video, my members see it a day early, but when it goes out for everybody, I'm gonna post a quote on my Instagram story, and if you can guess the book, but then people are gonna Google it. That's not fair. But if you can guess the book, I'll give you a shout out, because I did that in my last review and I think it was really fun. But it's also a book that I've talked about before, and not that many people knew it. So maybe that's a hint that you can already guess it. I asked about it before if you guys knew it, and not that many people knew it. And the quote does have something to do with wearing pants instead of a dress. Yes, I love 2024, and we're talking about dresses and pants. And that's gonna be a really exciting review, because that book is so fucking bad. I'm so excited to film the review for you guys. And I'm gonna also put up a poll for my members for my next read. It's finally coming. And then I'm in the background, you guys know, I'm working on the series review, and I'm working on the Throne of Glass video. I always say that, but you just have to understand that filming is not the issue. Editing is. I hate editing. Peace and love! Peace and love! I understand why people get editors. It just takes so long. Or maybe I'm just not that skilled at it. Like, I don't know all the tips and tricks and stuff. But it just takes so long, and it's always like, I just want to get it out, you know? I love yapping. But then there's more work to it. So that's why always, if videos are late, it's just because I'm lazy and I don't want to sit here and edit. So watch the ad so I can get a MacBook. So I can get a laptop and edit over there in my bed. How do you guys like my blanket? Little cherries and bows. As I said, I'm in my cherry and bow and pink era, but it's red. Doesn't matter. They didn't have it in pink. Right, that's my current read. You can guess it on my Instagram. When you see this video, it's going to be up there. And for my members, again, if you want to vote on my next read, you can consider becoming a member. And I'm really, really excited to film the review, because I have so many good quotes to yap about it. It's a funny bad book. It's not a like, ugh, bad book. It's like, this is so funny, like, that you're actually writing this down and not ashamed. So, other than that, I think we should get into the first main topic. The first main topic, I've already yapped enough. And that is the Midnight Sun adaptation. Yes! Stephanie Meyer did it, I think in 2020. She published Midnight Sun, which is Twilight out of Edward's perspective, in case you didn't know. I do have Twilight right here. I never read Twilight. Maybe it'll come in the future as a series review. Maybe it was one of the options on the poll for my members. You have to become a member to find out. But I do want to read Twilight. Low-key, I do feel like, you know, scrolling on TikTok, I can't sing. I went into the Twilight song when they're like, oh my god, it's Hua Hua season. You know what I mean? But I just realized I can't sing. I didn't hit the tones at all. But I feel like I should read Twilight is what I'm trying to say, but I'm not, because my members decide. And Midnight Sun is now being adapted by Netflix. I randomly saw this. I didn't have any idea that this was happening. Basically, it's becoming a animated series. It's not with real people. No, it's anime style. Anime. It says Midnight Sun, Stephanie Meyer's 2020 companion novel to her best-selling book series Twilight, is set to be adapted into a forthcoming animated series, which is currently in development, and she is said to be an executive producer, and I think she also has a film company called something with a fish. Freaky Fish or something. I thought it was funny when I read it, but I didn't know she did that. Like, I don't really know what Stephanie Meyer's doing. Is Stephanie Meyer publishing books besides, like, has she done anything? Or is what is she doing? Should I Google? No, I don't care that much. Maybe she's watching. Stephanie Meyer. Oh my god, isn't Nightbane coming out soon? Oh, in November, I think, not October. Oh, when is it coming out? Sorry. I just thought of my anti-Pookie, Alex Astor. And no, Nightbane is the second book. What is the third book called? What is it called, guys? Huh? I'm just gonna Google Lightlark 3. Because that review, obviously, my members don't get to vote because obviously I will be reading that regardless of what the fuck you say. But I think everyone would vote for it. Skyshade. Oh, see, I forgot. When is that coming out? November. So, stay tuned for November. What the fuck did I want to say? Does anybody care about Midnight Sun? Did anybody move? I think when I mentioned that I was going to read it, one of my members said, I will pay you to also read Midnight Sun, but if I would do a series review, I would also read Midnight Sun. Like, that's included. I would read all of the novellas and, like, companion novels that existed within the universe, because then otherwise it wouldn't be fun. I need all the information. But since I never read Twilight, I can't judge how terrible Midnight Sun is, especially because Twilight came out so long ago, and then her publishing Midnight Sun in 2020 was so weird, first of all. Okay? Second of all, is it as cringe as Twilight is supposed to be? Maybe it's not even that cringe. People were just over-exaggerating, you know? I was someone who always hated on Twilight when I was younger because I was a Hunger Games girly, but low-key, like, I did like it, you know? I did like it on the low. And now I like it on the high. I love Twilight. My boyfriend and his friends are currently doing... I'm exposing him now. I don't know if any of his friends are watching this. Shout out. They're currently watching Twilight all together. I am not invited. I'm doing it by myself. I need my alone time when I'm watching it. And they're not available anywhere in Germany. Can you guys tell I really want to sponsor? If anyone who works for a VPN company is watching this, reach out to me. I want a VPN. You can't watch it anywhere for free. So what did I do? I went to the thrift store, and you know what I got? Twilight. 1, 2, 3 for 50 cents. Special limited collector's edition. And then I didn't have Breaking Dawn 1, but I did have Breaking Dawn 2, also 50 cents. All of the DVDs are 50 cents. So all of the books are also 50 cents. And I also thrifted all of Twilight in English from that bookstore. Thrift store. Yeah. That's just what I want to tell you guys. Is anyone excited? Did anybody move when this announcement was made? Again, I didn't really see anyone talk about it, besides one account on Twitter. I randomly saw it and I was like, oh yeah. And then I wanted to do this podcast and I was like, didn't something with Twilight happen? And I had to Google it again. I feel like no one's talking about this. They're gonna animate fucking Edward Cullen and make him extra sparkly, you think? I'm really curious to see that. Alas, let's move on to the main topic of today's podcast episode. I don't want to make it too long, and let's see how long I yap about this, but sometimes I just have to make a short and sweet episode. You know what I mean? Because, as I revealed in one of my past videos, when there's blankets in the back, it means that there's a mess beneath. And that needs to be cleaned. So, our main topic for today is a girly pop on TikTok being mean. Basically, there is a really... No, she's not that big. Like, she doesn't have that big of a following compared to some other booktalkers. But I have had her on my For You page a few times. And her name is Jana Reads. It's not Jenna. I know usually that name is pronounced Jenna in English. But I think she pronounced it herself like Jana. And that's how you say it in Germany. I'm German. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. Probably did. Yes. I have to make sure I mention it in every video, you know? Just so people don't get confused, because otherwise they would always ask about the accent. And now I revealed it. Germans, rise up, but on the low. We don't want to cause anything. She said, you're gonna say, what's the dramatic statement she made? She said she didn't like Six of Crows. Ah! No, I didn't. I mentioned that earlier. She didn't like Six of Crows. Now, I'm gonna come out. As you know, I'm the Bookhater Club president. I'm the best to speak on this topic, obviously. My favorite book, because people always ask me when they're new, what is your favorite book? Do you like any books? The answer is no. But the answer is also Six of Crows. Yeah. My favorite book is Six of Crows, specifically not Crooked Kingdom. I'm gonna tell you the backstory. Basically, when I was younger, I used to read everything. And so, let me Google when Crooked Kingdom came out, because that was the reason I read Six of Crows. because of Crooked Kingdom. I was really involved in the bookish community. I wanted to start a bookstagram and everything, but I never committed. Nothing ever worked out. And it came out in 2016, so I was 15. From 14 to 15, I read everything that fell into my hands. I rated everything 5 stars. I was not picky at all. That's just kind of, I think, the vibe when you first start getting into reading and you don't really know what your taste is yet. You just read everything. You like everything. You can't really differentiate yet. And so when Crooked Kingdom came out, I was at the bookstore the day Crooked Kingdom came out, which was the 20th of September, 2016. Allegedly, according to, maybe they mean the German version, I'm not sure right now. Do we care? Yes, I'll look it up specifically if it's the German version or the English version. But it doesn't really matter. I was at the bookstore and I saw it. Hello, when did it come out? 2019? That can't be. Who's lying? It doesn't matter. I think it was when I was younger. It must have been around when I was 14, 15, because this wasn't my room. I was in the other room, which is now my brother's room. We switched rooms because this one's bigger. So that was years ago. It was in a bookstore. I saw it laying there and I was like, oh, I recognize this from Leigh Bardugo. And at that point, I hadn't read the Crystal Trilogy, and I haven't at this point either. I never read the Crystal Trilogy. I think I read the first book, but I don't remember it. And I asked the worker there, I was like, this is the second book, do you have the first one here? And she said no. Then I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? I really want to read this. I just had this urge. I really wanted to read Crooked Kingdom all of a sudden. I don't know why. Like, I hadn't thought about it before. I went home, I bought the book. I went home, I called my dad, who was at work. I said, Dad, can I order a book off Amazon, please? And he said, okay. But I didn't have my own Amazon. And I ordered Six of Crows. And then for 2 days, Crooked Kingdom lay on my bedside table until Six of Crows came, and then I started reading Six of Crows. And I was like, this is the best book I've ever read in my fucking life. And then I read Crooked Kingdom and I was like, this is a book. No, I didn't hate Crooked Kingdom, I also liked it. But Six of Crows is truly like, that was my personality. At that time, I think Echo Math was still my main personality, because that came out in 2016 too, right? Echo Math? That was more of my personality. That and Six of Crows were my favorite books of the time. I've reread Echo Math. It's not my favorite book of all time. Six of Crows is. But Echo Math is Sarah J. Maas's best book. But Sarah J. Maas is I want to say bitch. She's a anti-pookie. Let's just put it like that. That's my backstory with Six of Crows. I have not reread it since, like, around that time. I think I reread it once or twice around that time, just because I loved it so much, but not in any recent years, like not in 4 years or something. And I don't want to either, because I'm sure that if I read it now, I would not fuck with it as heavy as I did back then, and I don't want to tarnish my memories, guys. And also, I did read Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and I gave it 3 stars, which is a lot for me. I just think that Leigh Bardugo, she has like a good writing style, right? And that's like the main thing I always critique the other books that I read, that their writing is ass. The way they're writing is ass. And so Leigh Bardugo, I think, she knows what she's doing with her writing. So she actually knows how to write, you know what I mean? And then you can argue about the story and the plot and the characters. So I'm sure if I read Six of Crows now for the first time, I would also find things to hate on. Because I'm just a hater. But alas, I hate on every book, so why wouldn't I hate on Six of Crows? But what I'm trying to say is also, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. What? Yes, I always say this in my videos. You should read the book for yourself and make up your own mind. With some books, not. For example, Haunting Adeline. #1 anti-pookie book. Worst book ever. But for most books, I'm like, okay, like, this is just a book. Someone's out there who's gonna like it, and that's great. So just read it for yourself and see for yourself, right? But, nothing but. I think that, what do I think? I don't really know what I want to say. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and just because someone doesn't like Six of Crows doesn't really mean anything to me. Like, when I see people rant about, well, I actually never see people rant about Six of Crows. It's like one of those books where it's like, people also don't dare to talk shit about it. With some authors, they're always memed, like romance authors are always memed, how they're writing and everything. Is that anti-women hating on romance authors? No, not if they write anti-women stories, but what am I even saying? You know? Six of Crows doesn't really get hated on, but if I were to see a book video, a book review where people were like, I hated Six of Crows and here's a 2-hour video on why, I would probably watch that shit and be like, okay, fair. Because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you like a book or not. I never go under anyone's video and say, you're a bitch, how could you like this? The reviews are for this space and this space only. I never directly go to the people. And so this person didn't either. But she posted a video on TikTok and said, I don't like this. And then it went very viral. That was really hard for me to say, on Twitter. People saw this on Twitter, and that's also where I saw it for the first time. And of course, I closed the app. Good job. Because she's since, I don't know if she's deleted it, but I couldn't find it on her TikTok. I will put, I think, like a highlight cut of it up for you guys to watch. But, and I'm not gonna put the whole thing because it's like 2.5 minutes long, and that's a long time. But it does have, oh my god, you can see on Twitter how many people saw a post. It says almost 40 million people saw this. It has 110,000 likes and 30,000 retweets. So this is absolutely viral, okay? Let's talk about it. Also, of course, before I show you guys these clips of the girly pop, I want to say, don't send any hate to her. There's no malicious feeling from my side. I think she just caught herself in a crossfire that she maybe wasn't prepared for. I don't really know how to put it. We'll talk about it later, but I don't condone hate messages. I just said that I don't go under people's posts and hate on whatever they read, because I don't give a fuck. So why would you? You know? It's just for this space. And I don't hate on this girl, because, like, she didn't do anything wrong, but she did make herself look kind of dumb. So we'll talk about it. I'll put up the clips of the video. Again, this is not the full video. I found it on Twitter. I'm just gonna put the main things that I want to discuss that she said. It's 2.5 minutes long. She's a yapper like me. You know? Yappers United.
I mean, not really. I'm on page 34. Can we talk about something real quick though? Can I just like talk shit for a second? Why the fuck is this book? First of all, the writing is so tiny. Second of all, why are the pages so filled with so many words? Like, what the fuck? I like pages that aren't filled with this many words. Like, literally every page is like look at this. Are you fucking kidding me? Only 2 chapters in, okay, I understand. But all these words, like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, listen to this. Per Haskell, Big Bolliger, Geos, Elzinger, Ketterdam, Liddy's, Harley's Pointers, Ruthergools. Am I drunk? Or is this book drunk? Because what the fuck, y'all? Like, how are you all following this? I'm scared. Look, I mean, there's 3 different, like, maps that I have to learn. We have this map that I, like, literally can't read any of the names on. And then we have whatever this map is. I still haven't gone to that part, so I don't know what this is. And then we have this. And I still don't know if if this is a city or a person or a thing or a rule. And I also don't know what all of this is.
Heist, for God's sake. Like, a heist. Do I look like that's something I would enjoy? No. No.
So what do you guys think of that? Just your first impression? Honestly, when I saw it, I was like that. That was my face. When I watched the video, I was like, Because I think that she just didn't articulate herself properly the way, like, the things that she wanted to say, she didn't get them out correctly. Wait, I have to charge my phone. So otherwise, I won't be able to tell you what I wrote down. But basically, what she said, what I think is most interesting is the pages have so many words. That's something that I actually don't know what she meant by that. Like, the font is small. Obviously people made fun of this. Like, everyone on Twitter made fun of her. I don't know if I said that. I think I did. Everyone made fun of her, saying booktok discovering books, or booktok when they actually have to read a book. We'll talk about her TikTok account in a second, alright? But she said the pages have so many words. Oh, and she almost has 300,000 subscribers or followers on TikTok, which is why I said, like, she has a big account, but, like, I've seen people with the millions, so she's not that well known. I feel like TikTok followers aren't real followers anyway, because they're not true fans. No, you just follow I always accidentally follow people on TikTok. Like, it doesn't really mean that much, I feel like. If it's not in the millions. Honestly, like, that sounds ridiculous, but I think that's true. She also says, or she reads out the names of people and places and says, is this book drunk or am I drunk? Well, she did post herself drinking wine reading this book, so maybe she was drunk, but allegedly, but I feel like it's a little bit insensitive. And I mean this with Peace and Love, you know, or we all know, it's, or not we all know, but in case you haven't read Six of Crows, which would be surprising because I feel like this is just a standard book that a lot of people have read, but obviously, like, no shade, no tea if you haven't read it. The names are Germanic centered because Ketterdam is inspired by, I think, mainly Amsterdam, and so it's especially Dutch. And so reading out Germanic centered names, Dutch inspired names, and saying, oh, what the fuck is this? What are these names? Why aren't they called like Jessica? It's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Oops. I opened my little clip. Yes, my girly little clip, guys. I just don't think that's the way to go. Like, if you want to make fun of names in like a fantasy book where they have like weird ass names that are literally just keyword smash, okay, you know, okay. But I feel like that was not the way to go. And that's also just not like, okay, wait, I'll say it in a second. But she also says she doesn't know what Grisha are. And with Peace and Love, like, I didn't either. Because, again, I didn't read the Grisha trilogy. I just really wanted to read Six of Crows for some reason. And I still found myself to be understanding of what the fuck was going on. She also mentions that she's only read the first 2 chapters at that point. And so I do have to say, like, not everything, and I'm giving everyone some grace, you know, don't worry if you're an author. Not everything in your book has to be explained within the first 2 chapters. Not everything has to be explained. You should explain it at some point, with context clues maybe, but this reader, this creator doesn't seem to be really into thinking when reading. In the comments on TikTok, she then claimed that she is not a booktok influencer because she made multiple videos about this. This was the initial video. She did some follow-up videos. And she says she's not a booktok influencer, but that is literally what her entire account is about. It's called Yana Reads. But it turns out she's also a like lifestyle, fashion, beauty influencer. She has a TikTok dedicated to that and also a YouTube. But at the end of the day, you can't really say you're not a booktok influencer when you have an account called Yana Reads and it has 300,000 followers. You know what I mean? It's like if I was like, no guys, I'm not a booktok influencer. I'm not a book influencer. But I have 6,000 subscribers. Hopefully soon, 10,000. When I reach 10,000 subscribers, people said I should do a German video. I saw that comment. I'm not as funny in German. I'm not as funny in German. I'm just not used to talking to a camera in German because I've only ever done it in English, so I don't know if I could just exclusively talk German. You know what I mean? It sounds very conceited or very like stupid. Like, okay, bitch, get off your high horse. I could do it, but would it be entertaining for people who don't speak German? You know, I don't want to exclude. I could do 2 specials, guys. A German special and an English special. What would I do for an English special? Leave ideas in the comments. I don't like thinking either, like this person. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you can, but you know, that's not what I mean. And also, how would anybody know she does beauty? If people just follow you, because from the videos I saw, she never was like over on my beauty account or over on my other TikTok. Sorry, I wrote this down a while ago, right? Because it happened a while ago. I have to kind of get back into the mood. And also, I'm just a yapper. I always feel bad when I think about people watching this for me for the first time, and they're like, "Oh my god, get to the point." I love talking. But how would anybody know that she also has another account? I just found it out because she specifically said that in the comments. In her bio, I think is the most damning evidence of all of everything, the entire world. It says, if there's no smut, I won't read it. You're a porn addict. Ugh. Am I leaning myself out of the window? I've talked about booktok numerous times. And I've also talked about people reading smut numerous times and being obsessed with smut books and asking, is there smut in this? If you pick up books exclusively to read about smut and people fucking, you have a porn addiction. If you cannot read a book without it having people fucking and you read on the daily, you have a porn addiction. And I mean this with Peace and Love, like, it's an addiction. But what's the difference from watching people have sex? I mean, it's better from honestly watching porn because the porn industry is fucked up. Can I even say that word that many times? Am I gonna get banned off YouTube? I don't know, but that's a really bold thing to say, and it's absolutely 100% more normalized because it is in it's words on paper, you know. So it's definitely better than the normal industry with women getting, and men also getting exploited. But at the end of the day, it's still an addiction, and that's something you should get looked at. No, you need help for that. It's not normal. It's not normal. Though I have to admit, the book that I will review, it was so boring. I did skip forward to see if they even did have sex because I was like, I need to get this going somehow, and they did multiple times. And it's really funny. It's awesome. Even she uses the word awesome during sex. We'll talk about it. I'm really excited to talk about it. But at the end of the day, I don't pick out books specifically for the smut. I don't care if they end up fucking or not, realistically. I read everything. I read everything for you guys. I'm a trooper, I'm a warrior, and I am the Bookhater Club president. In another video, she referenced one singular quote that she liked, and I'll play that for you guys.
I was reading yesterday and I stumbled on this quote, and I feel like not only every single person needs to hear this in their life, but I also fear it might be the best book quote I've ever read. Many boys will bring you flowers, but someday you'll meet a boy who will learn your favorite flower, your favorite song, your favorite sweet. And even if he's too poor to give you any of them, it won't matter because he will have taken the time to know you as no one else does. Only that boy earns your heart. How cute is that? Think about that.
Did you notice anything about this quote? If you don't know, Six of Crows is not a romance book. It's a YA book, first of all, okay? So it's not that complex. Like, it's complex. It's a book, I think, that doesn't treat young adult readers like they're fucking stupid, which a lot of young adult books tend to do. And I think this is also something I've talked about before, that people or authors think that, maybe not only the authors, but also the editors behind them, think that their readers are fucking stupid. And they need to, how do you say, spell out every single thing in the book to explain it. And I mean, obviously this is proving the point because she's like, oh, what even is that? I don't know what that is because it's not explicitly explained. Lee Bardugo is one of the authors. I don't want to praise her to the heavens, okay? Because why would I? She's not my favorite author. You know who's my favorite author? Honestly, Sophie. Guys, 10,000 subscribers, I'll write a book. No, I won't. Oh my god, should I, guys? I want to write a book. I want to write a book and just prove everyone, like, make every trope ever into it and have you guys hype it up and then become a mega famous author. Like, it's a group effort. But Lee Bardugo does not spell everything out on the page. She just relies on you understanding the book because you're reading it and you're picking up on context clues. She does not assume you're a fucking dummy. Peace and love, like, I'm not saying this lady is a fucking dummy. But that's that's the vibe I get from a lot of authors, that they have to explain every single thing explicitly. But the one quote that she picked out coincidentally happened to be about romance, you know what I mean? And there's so much more in this book that also focuses on people individuality? What the fuck am I saying? Individually. About your own growth, about your own strength. And then she picks out this one singular quote and was like, just in case you're wondering what I'm playing with, which I thought was really funny. It just kind of shows that this is not something that she would enjoy in the slightest. Like, she wants to read people fucking and romance, and that's why she picked out the singular quote to show you guys. And also, it was like, and I think she said at the end, that's something to think about. And it's like, isn't that something that you thought about when you were 12? It's like a thought that you just had when you became conscious. Peace and love. Like, it wasn't the best quote in the world. What else did she do? She said in another video that she does not care about the backstory of the characters. That was the video where she was drinking the wine, where she was maybe a little bit drunk, you know?
You know how I literally just said that this book keeps me entertained just enough to keep reading? Well, fuck, forget I even said that. Because I've been sitting here for like over an hour reading it, and I mean, I'm either gonna become an alcoholic by the time this book is done, or I'm gonna DNF it. Because without this, I cannot finish it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Six of Crows. I mean, why? We're on a boat. Like, we're literally about to get to the ice court. Why the fuck? Everything I read is a flashback. I don't give a fuck about your previous life. I really fucking don't. I just want you to get to fucking ice court, and I just want to read action, action, action. I don't care what you did as a child. Just get on with the fucking story, because I cannot take it any longer. And I also need a fucking refill. I mean,
yet again, proving you do not want to read this kind of genre. You want to read people fucking, you want to read romance, and that's okay. You can do that. You have a little bit of a porn addiction maybe, but you can do that. But then I don't understand why you would pick this book up. And she's like, it's about a heist. Do I look like someone who cares about a heist? And then I was like, where even is my book, by the way? Where is Six of Crows? Huh? Hello? No, I don't know where it is. Can you guys see it? Oh, that's embarrassing. It's literally right here. It says on the front. It says on the back. It says in the beginning, I'm pretty sure. No, maybe it doesn't, but it says on the front, it says in the back. This is about a heist. Low-key, I feel like she doesn't know or she didn't know what the word heist meant before, but she also said that she read this book because it was recommended to her, which I don't know who the fuck recommended this to her based on her other favorite reads, like why you would think she would like Six of Crows. But I feel like I hate when people are not independent, but what I was more trying to say is when they don't have their own agency, right? That's how you say it. When they don't do anything on their own accord. Put on your thinking cap a little bit. Even if this book is recommended to you by other people, you could look at the description, you know, you could look at the front of the cover, the reviews a little bit, like not a spoiler review, just a spoiler-free review, and be like, okay, maybe this is not something I would enjoy. And then be like, hey guys, thank you for recommending this to me. I don't think this is something I would enjoy. Instead of coming online and saying the book has so many words on the page. Because at the end of the day, it's embarrassing. Because now this video went viral because you were talking shit about a book that is just not your type. And at the end of the day, when you are a bigger influencer, I said she's not that big, but you know, it's still a considerable following. You kind of represent the community a little bit. And so a lot of people who saw this, it was just another thing where they're like, oh, see, booktok can't read. They only want to read smut. And I think that the issue mainly was that the criticism she voiced was not voiced properly. She did not put out the words properly. You cannot critique a book because it has too many pages, too many words on a page. Or because you think that the names are funny. That is not criticism. That is no base to criticize a book on. If you want to criticize it, talk about why you don't like the plot, why you don't like the characters. Say there's no romance subplot. I mean, there is, but it's like not the vocal point of the story. That's not something that I enjoy. I'm more a romance girly, blah, blah, blah. The reason I think that some people might have recommended this to her is because guess what book she likes? Yes, Ekotar, if you said that. Guess another one. Yes, Fourth Wing, you're correct. If you said something else, I'm sorry. You were incorrect, maybe. I don't know. She loves Fourth Wing. And so this was just another thing where I was like, okay, it's proving to me like she likes political intrigue for dummies in a book. You could like differentiate between romantic fantasy and what's the other one? Fantasy romance. I can't, if I'm being honest. I think they are like, you can separate the two, but at the end of the day, Fourth Wing is a fantasy book with the main plot of romance, and Six of Crows is a YA book with a subplot of romance that does not take the vocal point. I didn't want Kaz and Inez to end up together. I'm gonna say it. I didn't fuck with them. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna come out as a hater. No, like, happy for them, but I always, like, Kaz is so asexual coded for me. I even thought that back when I was 15, you know? But I think that is the main issue, that the criticism she voiced was not founded in anything? Is that how you say it? No, I look like a dummy. Sorry, I speak many languages. So many, guys. I don't know the word sometimes. But if she would have sat down and said it in any different way, instead of coming on there and being like, like this, and sorry, I feel like, oh my god, what is this? Can you see this? No. Nobody told me that I had some red ink on my sweater. Where did this come? I didn't even use any red in my makeup. So embarrassing. I'm going for birthday dinner with my dad, and it's so embarrassing now because I want to wear this. Happy birthday to my dad. And I will be continuing filming this after the dinner because actually my camera is running out of battery. But there's not that much to say left, but I do want to say a little bit more. I want to yap a little bit more. But I think you get the main point, right? I'm just gonna talk about it a little longer. Because you missed me, right? See you after dinner. It was very good. Anyway, let me reiterate what I was saying about this whole situation. I think that there's nothing wrong with not liking a book. You're allowed to like what you like. If you have a taste in books, then, you know, go for it. But just the way she was voicing her criticism, or not criticism, her dislike of the book was very unfortunate. That's kind of, I think, the main takeaway from it. And then she also did like a joke video at one point where she was like, I'm gonna go get a new book. And then she filmed herself going to get a children's not coloring, but what is it called? Just a children's book. Picture book. Because people were making fun of her, and she was like, I'm gonna make fun of them back. And I was like, she of course also loves, or not of course, she started reading it after Six of Crows, Zodiac Academy. And that is just not a good book series. And so, at the end of the day, is it that deep? No. Do you guys think it's that deep? I don't think it's that deep. I think you should get off your high horse. And that's not targeted towards her, but instead targeted towards everyone who was like attacking her, being like, you only like romance books. It's like, okay, you're not better than anyone because you like a Little Life or whatever the fuck it's called. A book that I'm never gonna read. Peace and love, guys. Maybe I will at some point, but I'm not planning on it. It's like, just because you read classics or something like that, people always think that they're better than others, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, also she was then used kind of as a representation for an entire community, which shouldn't have happened. And also people were wondering if it's a rage bait when people post how do you describe it? When people post like triggering, right, it was triggering, but like videos like that kind of on purpose to gain a reaction from people and gain traction. I just don't know, you know. She probably also really likes, oh my god, why am I thinking so much about Alex Astor? She lives in my head rent-free. What the fuck am I saying? My words are not coming out correctly. I'm so sorry, it must be so annoying, but you know that one girl, you don't know if you're new here, but I talked about her in a podcast before. She's a German book influencer, and a book talker, and she just recently read Light Lark, and she was hyping it up. No, please don't do that. It's not that good, you know? I hate when people lie. She's like, oh, I eat this up, it's so good. No, it's not. I really should write a book. Maybe that's gonna be my 10,000 subscriber special, but then you have to subscribe, obviously, so we get there. You can let me know what you think about this entire situation. Again, there's like not that much to say about it. She just said there were many words on a page and people made fun of her because that is truly like a ridiculous thing to say about a book. And saying like, that's why you don't want to read it, because there's too many words. She put it very unfortunately, but she seems to be doing great. She's still posting her little Colleen Hoover videos, Zodiac Academy videos, which is questionable. Zodiac Academy, guys. I read the first book and I don't remember what happened in it. I just know that it was really, really bad. And whoever reads the Zodiac Academy and is like, this is fired, it's just not the truth. But I'm just thinking if there's anything else I want to say, but I don't think so. Again, you can let me know what you think. There's nothing else I want to say. I want to make a short little episode for you guys, and there just wasn't that much to that drama. And there's not really anything happening on the BookTok drama verse at the moment. And so I have to put my thinking caps on what I want to talk about. You know what I mean? But my next video is going to be a review. Again, if you want to guess the book, if you want to get a chance for a shout out, you can go on my Instagram at HonestlySophieYT and take part in the guessing when I post a quote, on the story. And if you want to have a say in what my next read after that should be, then you can consider becoming a member. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you stay happy, you stay healthy, peace and love, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.